Olympia for the matchup specifically. But one of the reasons he switched was because, you know, that matchup is kind of a little rough.
I was gonna ask you, like, what are your, opinions on that matchup?
I think it's tough.
Okay.
You know, just the overwhelming presence of Zetterburn in the neutral is just a very difficult thing to deal with. Yes, you have the punish game. Yes, you have the ability to, if you put Zetterburn off stage in the right position, you can just kill him. But Sophie's defense, she's, I feel like, the biggest pioneer of that ability to get back from any situation. You know, all of the techs on the walls into the instant options. You know, you'll do the tech down B, the tech instant up air, things like that, where, you know, it's very difficult to keep the pressure up. Yes, you'll get another hit in, but oh my God, Zeebee with the juggling balls.
He can juggle. He made sure he showed me that he can indeed do that.
So he's actually a legit juggler. I didn't know if it was like a meme or not.
He started learning.
He can do it.
I'm not going to pay money to see him juggle. That's what you're asking.
He can juggle 3.
You can juggle 3 balls, and you can keep them up in the air for a little bit.
Impressive.
Yeah, he's very talented.
I'll give it up. I can't do that, so I'll give it up. I can't judge, So, I'll always respect a juggler. Fair enough.
He specifically asked me yesterday when I was talking to him, can I juggle on the top 8 stage? And I was like, yeah, sure. Just don't fall over. Just don't be juggling and walk off the stage, because that would get us in trouble.
I will say, historically, Zeebee is the player who has been most responsible for a balance change immediately after a tournament.
Yes.
I'm so glad you confirmed that, by the way.
So not only does he find broken things, but he would wait in Rivals 1. Like, the first time I would see some of his tactics would be at a major.
Yeah.
And then Trevor and I would be like, what the heck are we going to do about this one? And I know multiple ones that are 100% because of Zeebee. The thing, with Kragg, when you're on a pillar and the fact that it descends over time when he's standing on it or a rock is standing on it, that's because of Zeebee.
Well, wasn't it like 2 separate changes? The first one was when he was standing on it, and then he figured out he could put the rock down and stand on the rock, and then that would be the change.
They were 2 different majors, yes.
Exactly.
So the first major, he was stalling down there on pillar, so we had to make Kragg make the pillar go down. Right. Then he put the rock on pillar and stood on the rock. And then we were like, okay, well now we have to make the rock make the pillar go down too.
It's kind of beautiful to have somebody like that, you know?
Oh my God.
It's just like, it's tormenting as a dev, I'm sure, but it's also something special.
Well, chaotic good.
The other frustrating thing is in Rivals 1, I was the lead programmer. So, like, I'm not the best programmer. So I remember the rock on the pillar thing. Like, I didn't program a good enough physics for, like, it to be endless rocks on top of the pillar all going down.
Right.
So there's, like, a limit. It's like, if there's 2 rocks, then the 3rd rock won't even get pulled by the pillar. It just starts, like, it just starts breaking, right? So I'm like, all right, this will fix the Zeebee problem, and I hope nobody notices. Like, I can't fix everything.
Surely they're not going to stack 3 rocks on top of each other.
Well, at that point, there's more than one Kragg, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
They can figure it out.
Yeah, they'll just turn him into the super rock anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, for the brackets to kind of bring out your gimmicks, kind of this is the one, right? This is the Sunday top 8. So you kind of want to show your stuff now. There's nothing to hide anymore.
I feel like if he had a secret tech that he was waiting for,
this would be it. This is the time.
But also, could he have held it until now? I mean, he was in the losers bracket.
There's a chance. Zeebee, I feel like, always has something up his sleeve.
I'll never rule him out.
I'll never rule
Zeebee out, man. It just depends if Sophilo's prepared for that. She does look confident. I did say, how are you feeling today? She said, why can't I win? Like, why shouldn't I win? And I understand that.
Like, who can't she beat?
Yeah, who
like,
can't
legitimately. She could beat everyone in this bracket.
I'm pretty sure she has beat everyone in this bracket before.
I don't think she's beaten Ron Gunshoe or Sandstorm. I just think they haven't played.
Yeah. I don't think they've played, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, most of them, yeah. I mean, she's beaten Kegasol.
Yep, like, beat Cakes, beat Ant.
She beat Ant.
Beat Beastly, I believe.
No, I mean, there's no reason why there's no reason why anyone here can't win the bracket. That's one of the things we're talking about. We're going to be harping on it over and over again throughout this whole tournament. But I mean, I feel like this is one of the most even top 8s I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know how other people feel like in Twitch. I don't know how you guys feel about who you kind of want to win. Do you like when it's like a solved game or like when you know who's going to win? Me personally, I love to be surprised. I'm like, you know what? I like to go in knowing, man, they could win, but they, also someone else could as well, So, but I know some people are like, I want Cake to win every time, and I know it's going to be Cake. They were a fan of the Rivals 1 days, and I understand why. Sure. I get it. I get it. But I like a little something different.
It's nice to have that consistency. Nice to know what's going to happen. But I don't know. I'm with you, man. I want to see some upsets. I want to see some crazy stuff happen. What do you think, Dan?
I mean, I would say we're lucky that Cake Assault is such a force in the rival scene because not only do I like Cake Assault as a person, so I like cheering for him, but then also Forsburn historically has always been like one of my favorite designs that we managed to pull off in Rivals. And then Cake is generally the only one who's in the top 8 with the character, both in Rivals 1 and Rivals 2. So you get to see that on stage. So I like that I can still cheer for Cake even when he's dominating, even when he's like the best player. Because there are games where in certain metas and Smash and other games where I'm just really cheering against the top player because you want to see that change.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter who they are. You just want somebody different.
But Rivals, I feel we've been lucky to have Cake kind of be such a figurehead because not only do I want to see an upset and I want to see someone win, but I'm also really happy when Cake wins as well. So
I think that's normal. Like I feel it feels very weird to say that I don't want Cake to win because I'm always such a big fan of just watching him play, watching how he kind of elevates and stuff like that. And again, I think the loser's Cake, no matter how many times it's said, it is just so hyped to watch. You know what I mean? And it's true every time. It is literally true every time we see it. So it's just very funny to see. Do you want to see how we get on? But of course, speaking of Cake Assault, we are going to let a little
Cake Assault narrative. We're going to be taking through that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
talk about the Rivals 1 days, man. I mean, you know, I used to watch this, just sit back and relax and just be like, damn, how do you beat this character? You know, I think this is the tournament I was talking about where he came back from Loser's bracket. And
this is the one that put Rivals 1 esports kind of on the map. Was that first set, the Ori versus Zetterburn, full stream versus Cake. That was huge for the game, and then huge for Cake too, because that was his first big big on-stage win.
Wow, the Nevermore days, man. Wow. The Nevermore Cake Assault. Thing of the past, but honestly, yeah, this guy is just, you know, like Dan said, an absolute figurehead of the game. You know, when you talk about Rivals, you usually do think of Cake Assault for a good reason. This guy's been dominating, you know, both games for a bit now, and I do think it's pretty cool to see him kind of finding his stride more and more in this game, kind of establishing himself in Rivals 2 as well, as of recently. So, you know, maybe we can kind of get that repeat at Genesis as well, but for now, look at this gameplay, though. Always elevating.
Yeah, I mean, Cake Assault is, I feel like one of my favorite parts about Cake Assault is how he just brings together so many people. He shows them the love of the game, and you know, like with Billy Bass, for instance, you know, he really got him into that doubles. He was like, listen, let me show you the beauty of doubles, and now they just play doubles together in every bracket, and it's just it's something magical. But we, I think, are going to get into our first set here at the Genesis top 8 for Rivals of Aether 2. Once again, the first Rivals top 8 here on a Sunday bracket. I am so excited for this first game. Fabs, who's going to take this?
This set, I have Zeebee.
Zeebee?
Yeah. I was saying from the first day that I watched him, I said he looks really good. And I'm such a big fan of, like, say, Phantom. But yesterday I said, I think Zeebee is just going to run that guy over. I just feel like Zeebee's been playing so well, and look what happened. No disrespect, but, like, you know, look what happened. You know, beating Sandstorm as well. Huge thing from the last time they played. I think he got kind of bodied by Sandstorm.
Yes.
So to win it this time, I just feel like he looks too good. I think he can make a pretty decent run. And I think he's going to be showing some gimmicks that Dan might have not seen yet. Who knows?
All right, we are hopping into it right now. Our first match of top 8, Zeebee versus Sophie. Let's get it going.
Okay. Scrappy start, of course, we're going to see a lot of these buttons. But yeah, you can't be doing those down Bs like that. These better players will be ready to parry just like they're, you know, like a Rivals 1 kind of habit.
It's a little bit of a test. I mean, and I also feel like you have to throw at least one out to put it on the mental stack.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Get it in your head. Like, yeah, I might throw this out later on, you know. Let's see if you can retain that information. But at the moment, also Sophie's retaining in these up airs, gets the grab as well, and just like that, you know.
Timing
a lot of Kraggs ain't doing stuff like that, Jay. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's the classic, man. You get that strong up air, knowing when to hit fall, knowing when to make every single movement in that section. And yeah, now Sophie finds herself off stage, does get a little air dodge out, not getting hit by that. And you notice what she is doing on reaction from the pillar is that instant. Oh my God, we talk about a rock. He's man.
You've seen that before, Dan,
I've
right?
seen that one before.
I just want to know if you've seen that.
Both of these,
curious.
even though strong off stage, I've seen both before. So
Okay.
I played Zeebee in friendlies actually this weekend. So
Yeah.
the throw toss I saw myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
That one they gave back to him, right? They took it away, and then they gave it back because they made the amount of time it takes to throw it after re-grabbing it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, we made it a little tighter.
Yeah.
You can still do it, but it's a little harder.
Triple rock just to end that stock. And yo, Zeebee looking strong at the moment. Sophilo is kind of getting hit by everything Zeebee's kind of throwing out. I'm not seeing too much floor hugging at the moment. So I think Zeebee kind of feels very free to kind of just run around, do his own thing. And even if she is getting floor hugs, there's not too many reversals that she's kind of doing off it. I feel like she could do way more. From what I've seen in the past, at least, I think Zeebee feels a little bit too comfy in this first game. Could be nerves.
Yeah, so far he's been playing around the floor hug a little bit with spacing. So something that you have to watch out for. But that time, that was, I'm pretty sure, a floor huggable dash attack, which led into a massive combo on Hodojo. This is one of those stages that is incredibly volatile in an already volatile matchup, going for the Waveland into the, oh my, all right. We're on to the next game. No more Hodojo here. Sometimes you have to know when it's time to move on. You're like, all right, this isn't working for me. I need a new stage. I need something different.
Sophie looking like me in ranked. When I'm down game 1, just down me off stage. I'm like, you know what? Let's go game 2. Game 2. I definitely.
GG go next, but yeah, I think just I've seen recently how the Kraggs are kind of abusing that up air button, especially on like these bigger platform stages or base stages like Hodojo, like Rockwall, right? You take one sour up air, not even a sweet one, and you're getting sent up and just kept there in the air, and Kragg can just cover a lot of things because you just don't go anywhere, but you still take hella damage. That is down B though, right? That's the habit tech, you know? I don't think Sophilo's used to it now, just getting kind of put into a world of kind of guessing game, and at the moment Zeebee's asking all the questions, Sophilo has no answers.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've seen Sophie start off like this and then just absolutely dominate a set after her. So I do not count her out in any way. And the thing about it is, though, like we see right there, Zeebee actually had a plan for that parry. Was going for a little bit of a ledge cancel of the parry animation, so able to get out of that spot pretty much unscathed. But we saw earlier, another thing that happens sometimes, you use that down B right when the Zetter is jumping, right when you think they're going to do like a short hop fireball or a short hop towards you to fair. And yeah, getting out of that situation is going to be okay, but this is so scary. We always see Zeebee going for all of these spots, and look at that floor hug, ledge lift off into neutral air, beats out that instant option off of the pillar, and now Zeebee is just playing so carefully around what you think is the counterplay to his options.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm actually disgusted on the way this guy is playing right now. He's going for obvious parry baits to then ledge cancel it every time because the window is, we'll say generous, right, to be nice, and it's just really offsetting the way Sophilo can play because she can't punish the things Zeebee's doing, again, obviously, so it just lets her play very uncomfortably right now.
But Sophie still manages to find the first stock in spite all that we've been talking about Zeebee. She is living to 165. She hasn't been hit with any kill confirms. Yes, you can rack up this percent, Zeebee, but you know, without getting those super early crazy kills, Sophie is the one that is in the driver's seat right now, Fabs.
Unfortunately, though, she has to get pulled over. Show your ID quickly, because you know that forward there from the reverse side looked like some drunk driving to me. There's the back end there on the shield, so Philo got to do a little bit something else. Going for the downers, though, I do like it now, so I think she's understood it. If I can't really floor hug, if you're going to keep jumping at me, this big downer that I've got, these claws will put a stop to that. So good kind of answer back in game 2 at least.
Certainly playing around the options well, but look at what Zeebee has in this corner. He has a plan. He wants exactly one thing, and it's disgusting. And right now he's finding it. Up airs into the corner, gets the right hit fall. Perfect jump out, saving it, not getting it stolen. But now from the bottom, just sharking back up there. Zeebee has been pretty masterful at getting out of this corner pressure from Sophie, and even finding times to pull rock against a character that's notably suffocating.
Yeah, and he's mixing up the timing. You're seeing him go for throwing the rock toss upwards or the neutral toss as well, just to mix up the timing, so you can't always get the parry. And it's so simple, but it's working out so well. So you're seeing Sophilo kind of throw out the parries, hoping to get something, but getting grabbed with a pillar and just getting back thrown for your life. Another stock just getting taken in a flash. Zeebee looking strong. So I talked about, man, all weekend this guy has been doing some nasty things, and Sophilo has to be the one to face it. 2-0 down now. No answers yet again. Dan, what do we do versus character? Please tell me, because I'm lost.
You don't let him pull rock, first of all. Just don't let him do that. And then that last stock, yeah, that was just all Zeebee. I don't know. You hope for the best. DI out.
Yeah, so normally in situations like that, you get put in a spot where he's using dash attack. You can floor hug the dash attack and either counter hit or shield the next hit.
Yes.
But in that spot, I think we were in this weird thing where Sophie was not grounded. Like she was like getting hit with this combo, and she never actually hit the ground, so she never had a chance to fight against that. Sometimes you get SDI down and get into a situation where you might be able to do that, but yeah, it was not looking good for her so far. Bayonet hit on the side B, lets her get out of that rock, and now yeah, parry just goes for the up strong, not wanting to mess around here. We did decrease the amount of parry stunts, so it was something that we can.
Nice. Very nice. Love the down angle up B just to, put that flame on. But now it's Zeebee's time, and he just every time he gets a hit, it really makes it count. You have to watch out. Tries to get the pillar to go for that grab again, by the way. Sophilo just kind of maybe SDIing out, but another parry, but again, doesn't really matter too much when he's able to slide off the ledge, and it's still his turn,
Yup,
man. Oh, the rock! Oh, hell no.
Should still be okay. Misses that tech, though, and that's going to be death. It's so hard, I feel like, against specifically Kragg back air to know when to tech because they have the falling back air, the double jump rising back air, and there's a lot of timing mix-ups that you can do. So Zeebee able to get that, but a double fair, sour into sweet means that Sour Patch Kids come through, and we got another chance here for Sophie as she finds an opening combo on the second stock, but this is where it all went wrong last time.
I feel like every time she gets a little bit antsy, she starts losing. And again, we can keep doing this all day. It doesn't really matter. It just gives Zeebee time to set up, and then he can get rocked. You saw Dan say, well, don't let him pluck rock. Of course, it's slower now as of this latest patch, but so what? We can still go to the corner and pluck it, and when I do, it's a bad time at the moment, though. Sophilo trying to make sure that Zeebee's uncomfortable yet again, but how long can it last?
Yeah, I mean, the question is really like, are we going to see another Zeebee stock? Because right now, Sophie, it feels like she has control of the neutral. She has control of most of the punish game. But when you see Zeebee get it started like this, I don't know how you can compete with this punish.
This is disgusting advantage state. And then, I can keep saying all these things, but the way Zeebee's playing is effective and is working out so well. It's really upsetting Sophilo, but she has a great lead nonetheless. She could win this game 3, just has to keep it consistent though. It's really the answer.
Yeah, and you have to be so careful about jumping versus Zeebee because he is using that time you jump to, throw out that down B, throw out something impressive. But
that should be.
Whoa! What coverage there?
I would say that was it against most other characters, but Kragg's survivability is pretty heinous, so to speak. So yeah, we can just get reversals instead, just like that. And I really think one thing about Kragg that really scares me is the wall jump stuff. You know what I mean? He goes for the side B, cancels the wall jump into the back air so quick for a character that heavy and slow, well, quote unquote. So I think that's really kind of upsetting Sophilo's timing as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, one of the other parts about it is every single time you hit the back air, you get another wall jump. So you can just keep resetting that situation with like a back air, reverse back air, wall jump, all of that stuff. And now though, I'm a little bit scared for Sophie, but double undershine into up strong finds it. Finally, Sophie gets a game on the board, and she looked powerful that whole game. Yeah. But the threat was always there of the Zeebee stock.
I just think it's the sour up air stuff, able to get conversions. And the thing is, before we even got to that up air part in the combo, if you guys remember on the second stock, he was confirming off the rock before that. Yes. He's able to kind of throw you all around the stage, build up that damage, and just create that fear. But Sophilo weathered the storm that third game. That was really nice from her. Really nice play.
Okay, this stage.
No Kragg has good intentions going to this stage.
I'm so glad you said that. 0 intentions.
When Maple goes here, it's Valiant and Heroic. When Kragg goes here, it's no good intentions. 0 intentions are good.
I agree with you in principle, but this is actually considered a very good Zetter stage for a lot of people. Just his ability to kill off the top early is incredible.
And he kind of likes this flat layout too.
Yeah.
And the wall isn't that bad for his recovery, right? Because of how the down B reset works.
What are you gonna do, man? It's Zeebee with a pillar on.
I know. We used to call that corner the Kragg house down in the underneath. He sets up his pillar. Because I mean, we got Menace Luke, our QA tester on the team, and he finds all the broken stuff a little bit before the players find even more broken stuff. And yeah, he would show us that. Put Galvin down there too, and we're like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I've actually theory crafted some things with this with Zeebee on this spot, where what you'll do sometimes is you'll put a pillar down there, and then you'll go back on stage, refresh your pillar, and then so you can hang out there, still have pillar, and then also have the pillar down there and mess around.
As we're seeing right here, he's perfectly demonstrating here.
Exactly.
I see.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm part of the problem, but I'm not helping.
I mean, you told the whole stream with your chest that you're a Kragg fan.
It sounds like you're contributing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, and it is looking really good for Sophie. While we're talking about all this stuff that Zeebee's doing, Sophie's kind of kicking the heck out of him. I mean, just every time she's winning the neutral, she's getting a ton of damage. But how much does that matter when, Zeebee can kill off a single interaction? Little mistake there means she's gonna find the stock lead.
Just, again, we'll be generous and say an interesting playstyle to start off this game 4.
I'm really starting to think you don't like Kragg.
Hey, man, you know, not his biggest fan, we'll say that. So some of the reasons that, you know, we are seeing right now.
Oh, parry there is so
and we're
good.
back to even now, Jet, by the way. After all of that hullabaloo in the first stock, we're now back to even. So it's back to the game plan. Again, the interesting gameplay. And it's, I think Sophilo's getting put in the shop, man. Chop.
I think she's still in a reasonable spot here, and she's finding like good ways to deal with this in terms of just not first off not getting hit. That's step one. Step one is don't get hit by all this crazy stuff.
Right.
We saw that up tilt. That is a dangerous place to be in. When we see him going for these wall jump back airs, Kragg's wall jump in that specific spot is very good at grabbing ledge. Basically, you can do a wall jump and then a double jump back air, or you do a wall jump back air. And Zetterburn cannot drop through that platform. There's no way to get down there easily. So the only thing he has to threaten is these down airs. And Sophie, she's been really good at at least putting some pressure on Zeebee. But once again, we see this double jump back air, these wall jumps back air to get back to the stage and refresh her pillar. But now Sophie finally finds an opening. How far can she take it, Fabs?
Not too far, but good damage nonetheless. And I was
Should
going
have
to say
left the
about
rock
that
up
wall
there.
jump
She should
back
have left the rock.
Yeah, I was going to say about that wall jump back air, like you said, Jet. Oh. They dead. Okay,
So
that's about
good.
good.
Is he good? Oh, she's dead. Oh, she got out of
Amazing
there.
air dodge.
Incredible air dodge.
Never mind what I was saying. Charge shine not enough. These trades with Rock are never a good time to triple. Wait for the pull out of the habit. Yeah, just like that.
That's
just
Zeebee right
like
there. Yeah, Zeebee, the one I feel like really pioneered that specific setup with the up throw and rock into the pillar, sets you up perfectly, and you just get a charge strong attack. And it is a disaster to get hit by. Zeebee though, looking pretty here and managing to just, remember he still has the pillar down there. He set it up specifically so he can have the pillar and also be on the pillar. And Sophie's just collecting herself mentally, trying to figure out what to do here. And Zeebee is having none of that. A little bit of Halo 3 action.
Interesting.
I mean, we got 3 minutes. What's the rush?
There is no rush, yeah, I guess.
I did like that Sophie kind of like adapted and was trying to use the shards, but yeah, well, if Zeebee's willing to commit to staying down there, there's only like so much, you know, it feels like you can do.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely agree with you, Jet. This is Zetterburn's one of his best stages, right? But it's more so like, this is also a very good Kragg stage, if not his best. So why risk going here, you know? But, you know, last stock at least. There's a chance. Yeah,
I mean, this is a stage that Zetterburns will counterpick against Kragg, but I mean, I don't know if I'd see them counterpicking against Zeebee. If Sophie wins this game, I don't think she's letting him go back to the stage.
Hell no.
Right now, we're on last stock. It is very even, about as even as you can get. Every single time, though, Zeebee gets a rock, suddenly the tables shift and the neutral goes so far in his favor. We see a rock connection, catches the tech in, catches the down throw, and suddenly a parry into a charge strong attack, but it's not enough. Sophie finds the shine, front floor hugged off. Okay, now how do we get out of here? A little bit of an angle mix.
Hashtag F-tilt, hashtag F-tilt. There's the rock shards. Oh no, bad position. Where we landing though? Can't land with a down B. You're losing even more airtime, and that's it.
She gets back to stage.
But the forward air, strong hit as well. Sets up the rock. Has time. Pillar as well. Oh my god.
Somehow, some way, Sophie has made it back to stage time and time again, and now in the corner with the double forward air. It's not enough. Charge strong. Oh. Still so scary for Sophie, but she finds the up strong, and that is what it's so good here on Harbor. The up strong takes it. Sophie, she manages to find that stock. It does not matter. The shenanigans that Zeebee pulled out, and I swear to God, there's no way we're going back to that stage.
Hopefully not. Hopefully. Unless, you know, Sophilo has patience of a saint. You know, she is somehow weathering the storm again and again, bringing it back to game 5 now. You know, 2 games down, we were counting her out, at least I was. You know, bringing the games back slowly but surely, working on that mentality. You have to have a strong mental if you're facing that demon on the other side of you, right? You've got Zeebee in your path. You have to keep it stable. And Zeebee, having the time of his life, we've been telling him he's a juggler. This guy's juggling his Genesis game, you know, his sets.
And yes, we do see indeed the Harbor is banned.
This is losers, like, please.
I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think I've ever seen somebody with the face that Sophie made in the game still win that game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The whole camera cuts her, man. That was wild. But now we're on, I would say, about as opposite of a stage as you can get. Yes, the kills still happen early, but this is a brawling stage.
For
Like
sure.
you are fighting.
Yeah, we're scrapping.
And Zeebee, yep, going for that fluorite. Shielding into up B out of shield on pillar is also a really, really strong option that Kraggs like to use. You keep pretty much all of your resources except for pillar. Your opponent is just down there and having a hard time. Yeah, now Zeebee. See, going back to stage and being caught out by Sophie. Once again, these shines are not always hitting, but when they do, doing so much, but the fire ran out just before.
I know. I thought it was still going to kill with no firework because of how close the blast zones are here.
Sophilo looking really good this first start. You gotta watch out. Shenanigans might have to stop. Close that circus down, man.
Oh,
The shard confirmed?
The shard?
To get the up strong there? Crazy.
Got good innovation apparently. Sophilo doesn't get grabbed, but still.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Really early purple.
That's one of the things about this stage for Kragg. This is one of those stages where it's great for Kragg, but also great for Zetter for very similar reasons. You get to kill off the side super early, and now it's going to be difficult to find an opening here for Zeebee because it feels like Sophie has just been so good defensively, but now in the corner catches the back air, another one. What is going to be the option?
No, miss input.
Big.
Miss input.
That's big. Can't be dropping those, gets the ugly part of the up tilt. The sweet hit that time. Doesn't get too much from it though. Good flogging this time from Sophilo. I'm noticing again, defensively she's getting better and better. We're seeing a lot more wave dash out of shield instead of going for the immediate grab. I think it's really kind of offsetting Zeebee how he wants to get his event started. So pretty good from Soph.
Yep, and going for a little bit of light on fire there, just to shine, doesn't get too much out of it, but now we see the tech chase with that and the cargo grab into the back air train. Let's see how Sophie tries to get out of here a little too early on, getting off the ledge, still gonna be fine, not gonna be quite that Genesisgg moment. But back air into forwarder, no, just waits and finds a neutral air reverse fair, missing once again. So many chances here for Sophie, but she is still a stock behind in a great tech. She's missed that tech every single other time, but this time, when it matters most, she finds it, Babs.
Yeah, she took so much damage over the wall, man. So much punishment, and that should be it, yeah. And honestly, an unfortunate game 5 to show some real good heart, 3 and 4, but just when it matters, just crumbling, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, there was 2 major parts that I noticed there was obviously the missed input, which just changes the whole momentum of the match, and then that missed tech at the end, you know, could have given her another chance to maybe come back, but like, you know, you have to fight Zeebee at full power once again on a final stock. It's just, you know, the whole momentum is shifted, and there's not a lot you can do in that spot. Zeebee managing to take that, but like Sophie, what a mental collection there.
Absolutely.
I mean, she stood there on Harbor for, what was it, 30 plus seconds and managed to find a way to take that game after all of the shenanigans that Zeebee put her through. I gotta give it up. That is mad impressive mentality there.
Is there anything you saw, Dan, that you hadn't seen before? I'm actually just curious, because you said, like, you know, usually Zeebee brings out some gimmicks you guys haven't seen before. Was there anything in that set that you were like, I ain't seen that yet?
I mean, the commitment to the Harbor playstyle, I've seen it, but not at this big of a stage.
Right.
So shout outs to Sophie for still taking the W and showing that you can play around it. I like the adaptation. I think the big one that I hadn't really seen, not necessarily broken, but the parrying Zetter's recovery through Harbor.
Yes.
I feel like so many times people just go for a big hit there, and then they can, while they're slipping through, they can still wall tech, you know, right on the edge of. And I know I dropped kills because of that.
Right.
So just going for the parry and then doing a charge forward strong as Kragg, that's huge. I'm totally going to try to steal that myself. Because you're basically saying either go for ledge or get parry.
Right.
Those are your 2 options,
Right.
which that sounds really strong.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times they have an angled mix-up that they can go for, but when you're that position, you could just parry pretty much any angle mix-up. You don't have to worry about trading. That's one of the things that I feel like a lot of times you try to punish and you get like a trade, or you don't even get the hit. They just beat it out because the up B for Zetter has like such a big hitbox.
Yeah. Well, I know as Maple, I like to do down strong there, but there's so many times where they still wall tech, right? Because they're not all the way through. So I'm like, oh no, parry sounds way better.
Oh yeah, Zeebee, great work there. And yeah, taking it